Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs, President and Founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated, with the backup glasses. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here with you. Topic for today's Facebook Live is Master Asking. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Combs. I am the President and Founder of Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. It's good to be here with you on a Tuesday, March 21st, year of our Lord, 2023. Scott, how are you this afternoon? Scott, how do you like my backup glasses? Thin optics, that's what they are, very thin optics. Good afternoon, everyone. David, the Hurricane Harris, how are you, David? Good to connect with you. David, Scott Lucas, David Harris, Beth Ireland, how are you? Yes, Beth, so thank you for noticing. This is a backup pair of glasses. I stepped on my other glasses like 1 minute before the call. And David, Henry is fixing the glasses. You've been in that position before. He's in my kitchen with glasses tools to address the glasses. Kevin, how are you? Kevin, thank you. So now that you're asking, here's the brand of glasses. They're called Thin Optics. See how thin they are? And I got them online off an Instagram advertisement. So once again, these are Instagram ads, and I stepped on my other glasses. Tracy, how are you? Good to see you, Tracy. Jennifer, so all my rock star clients are complimenting the glasses this afternoon. So good to see you. How is everyone this afternoon? It is this becomes a broken record, a rainy California day. I mean, what the fuck, dude? What is going on? Kira, how are you? Good to see you this afternoon. Kira, I recommended someone to your website as I do daily. Wojo, good to see you this afternoon. Let's move into the inspirational portion of today's Facebook Live. And will tell you this. Those of you who are in sales, branding, and marketing, I was going through a group. I eliminated all my group pages, all my team pages, my fan page. I kept one page, and it's called the Jeffrey Combs Prospecting Mastery Clinic. Or so if you want to go over there and join that page, I'm going to start putting content in there. There's a lot of great content there if you'll just scroll down it. That was back in the day when I used to do live prospecting in 2014, 15, and 16. And so that's what some of the content is today on Master Asking. I have taught thousands of salespeople how to be professional at prospecting, not prospect like homie the doofus. And that's how many people prospect. They fumble, they bumble, they stumble around. They're not skilled at articulating their words. They do not have a system at how they communicate with people to qualify the lead for their time. They don't know how to set the sale. And if you're overwhelmed and overweight and you're stuffing your feelings, or you find yourself in other addictions, that's how you're going to communicate. But if you start to become emotionally sober, as you begin to let go, so you can stop drinking or stop using whatever you use, but if you don't address the cause that creates the effect of why you do what you do, if you continue to hold on to the same situation over and over, you will create the neurochemical high that an addict lives on, the cortisol adrenaline quotient that so many people live in. And if you own a construction business like Aaron, or if you are like Wojo and you're seeking clients if you're seeking clients for his consulting business, or if you're Jennifer and you're in the book industry, or any multitude of those of you who require sales, branding, marketing, writing, articulating, closing skills, this content today is gold. I'll spell it for you, G-O-L-D, and here's what it looks like. The golden rule. The golden rule of sales and marketing is asking the questions in a sequence. Asking questions about the outcome you seek to create. Setting up the sale. Asking people to see if they qualify for your product, service, benefit, and feature. Now, if you're anxious and you're JoJo, the Indian circus boy or girl, and you get overwhelmed and you're anxious about the outcome before it starts, you absolutely will find a way to disappoint yourself. So if you'll go to Jeffrey Combs Prospecting Mastery, it is a group, and you can request being a member in there. You can go down that page. It is filled with gold content. I mean, it is absolutely gold. I'm going to start to re-energize that page. It's the only group I've left. Over my 25-year career, I've had multiple online groups, well into the 30. I shut them all down 4 years ago. They're just too much to manage, even my fan page. But that's the only one I left, so go over there, Jeffrey Combs, Prospecting Mastery. It's filled with gold nuggets. So you want to be able, the first situation when it comes to prospecting, or looking for new coaching clients, or looking for real estate clients, or looking for insurance clients, or network marketing clients, or people to buy your books, or your services, products, benefits, and feature, is to understand that your prospects are predictable. And the more that you understand predictable behavior, then you will not overwhelm yourself about the outcome that has not happened. So the more that you understand why you do what you do. So if you get anxious, you go to an autonomic fight or flight. Well, that's what this content can assist you. So you master your emotions. People don't reject you. If they don't buy from you, it's for two reasons. Number one, you're not effective. And number two, they're not a prospect. So if they're not a prospect, they're not rejecting you. And if you're not effective, they're still not rejecting you. And seldom does anyone reject you unless it's highly personal. And that would be in the less than 1/20th of 1%. Most of the time, prospects aren't interested. They're not open to what you have. They prejudge the situation before they get to it. Is this MLM? Is this one of those pyramids? Oh, is this one of those products I have to buy every month? Oh, is this one of those insurance deals? Or are you just trying to sell me real estate? I mean, this is unfortunately the way a lot of people communicate, and they're not open and they're not receptive. And also, most of the world in selling are not masters at it, and because they're not master askers, what they are is they are addicted talkers. And if you're an addicted talker, you will tend to talk yourself out of business, because most people talk out of their own uncomfortability, and they don't qualify the buyer. If I was going to show someone a home, a 7-figure home, I guarantee you I would qualify them to see if they qualified for it, if they had the credit, if they had the credit score. Do they have the money? Is this a cash offer? Are they going to be financing this situation? How much money would they be willing to put down on a property of this situation? I mean, it's the questions. And so what happens to many people is they don't ask the questions because, number one, is they don't want to offend someone. Number two, they don't want to get in trouble, make a mistake, say the wrong thing, lose the prospect, lose control of the situation. What they tend to do is continue to hold on to the same set of feelings and recreate the same outcome. Lorraine, good to see you. I was Lorraine's coach for a couple of years back in the day. Her son Ray worked for me as a millionaire apprentice. Valerie, good to see you this afternoon. And Kira Faircho, who is a master closer, is on today's Facebook Live. Kira is a world-renowned artist, and she's also a closer, and she sells multiple 5-figure and 6-figure paintings. Here's another situation you want to understand. It's just as easy to sell a bigger ticket item as it is to sell a smaller ticket item, as long as you are comfortable with yourself and comfortable with asking the questions in a sequence. Would you rather sell a $5 million home or a $500,000 home? Well, that answer is obvious if you're comfortable with yourself. I coach a woman in Kauai, Hawaii, an island that has very small inventory. Occasionally she's on this Facebook Live. I've known Susie Gillette, since 2009. 2 years ago, Susie sold a $13 million property in Kauai. And Mark Zuckerman, yes, that individual, many of you know who he is, he purchased a $40 million property on the island of Kauai. So you do the math on 2.5% on a real estate transaction, a real estate purchase. So it's easier to sell a $10,000 painting than it is a $100 painting, because people are either qualified or they're not. That is Kira telling you exactly the way it is. So the content today is you want to let go of anxiety, fear, and doubt about the outcome that has not happened. How do you do that? By breathing, releasing, and letting go. You separate your feelings from the outcome before you start, and then you master the skills of having a relaxed conversation. That's what master asking is. Now, this applies in dating, real estate, insurance, asking for charities, for contributions, any multitude of situations, because the way that you articulate, the way that you explain, the way that you ask the questions, the way that your energy comes across. Are you in posture? Are you in anxiety, fear, or doubt? Posture is how the way you set the situation up. You set the situation up. You set the sail before you start. Whether you're selling jewelry, Cheryl Lynn is on today's Facebook Live. Cheryl Lynn, at different times in her point in her life, has been an exceptional designer of jewelry. She's also a top-tier sales professional, as some of you are on today's Facebook Live. Many people talk, and they talk themselves out of opportunities because of their anxiety. When you are no longer the mind-body connection to the events that shape the feelings, you are that was a spam call. The separation between the feelings and the events that shape them. Breathe, release, and let go. So now point number 3, right here it is. 5 to 15 words. 5, right here. 5 to 15 words that end with a question mark. That means you become skilled at asking the questions. And if you go into my Prospecting Mastery course, Jeffrey Cohn's Prospecting Mastery, there are many examples, if you'll just keep scrolling down the page, of when I was doing live calls. People were repeating some of the things I would say in the live calls on how I'd ask the questions, move the conversation along, qualify the buyer, direct them to where they could watch a video, capture the information to see if they were the second level of a qualified buyer. And that's what you want to become skilled at. But the same situation, all this applies in mating, dating. Now, in today's dating world, you swipe this way and this way and this way, and there's multiple sites. There's hookup sites, and then there's Christian sites, and there's dating sites, and there's cheating sites, and there's sites that there are a multitude of situations. So I will, Elaine, I'll tell you what it is as soon as I finish. I'll post it. When we finish this call, I will then post I will cut and paste the group where you can join it immediately after this call. Thank you, Lorene. Lorene, you remember when I used to have the Prospecting Mastery course? I used to have that. It was a group. It's still active, so I'm going to resurrect that. So let's go over this. 5 to 15 words that end with a question. What do you do for a career? What do you do for a career? 8 words. That's 8 words that ends with a question. How long have you been an attorney? Where did you go to law school? Is that a good career for you? Once again, you want to be conversational in this situation, not confrontational, not hostile, not interrogation. And if your prospect feels like you're interrogating them, it's usually because of your own comfortability. As you begin to relax in a relaxed body, as you let go of the anxiety about the outcome that hasn't happened, as you breathe, release, and let go, as you do the same situation, ask the same questions over and over, you're starting to move into relaxed energy. And in that relaxed energy, you're able to become an effective listener. I am right-handed. I listen with my left ear and both ears. I lean into the conversation so that you can hear what's meant, not only what is said. And so when you hear what's meant, now you're an intuitional conversationalist. You're listening from intuition. You're able to hear whether this is a qualified prospect. I had someone recently say to me, let's jump on a call. Well, I'm not jumping on anything. If you want me to meet you on a call, ask for it. Let's jump on a call and we'll talk or we'll chat. Someone said, I'm looking forward to our chat. Well, I'm not chatting. I'm qualifying the prospect for my time. Chat is a GOFC. That's good, old-fashioned chat. That's not what I'm doing when I'm in business. I'm conversational, but I'm not in a conversation to chat. I'm in the conversation to see if there's a problem that I can assist someone with. Is there a problem that I can resolve for you? Is there a product, service, benefit, a feature that I can provide for you that is a unique marketing proposition for you that you would purchase? Jose is on today's Facebook Live. Jose is my client and a rock star real estate investor and is mentored with the great Hugh Zaretsky. Jose, good to see you, my brother. Good to have you here on this afternoon's call. Netta, good to see you this afternoon. Jennifer just posted my Jeffrey Combs live prospecting clinic. So there, John, my brother. Good to see you, John. I saw your message. I'll send you a message afterwards. John in Dubuque, so good to have you here, my brother. Good. Debbie Fair has been my client since 2002. Debbie's been to multitude of events of mine back in the day. David Hurricane Harris is on today's Facebook Live. David hired me in Milwaukee at the Metro Hotel, David, in 2010, back when David was in a company called FHTM, that is right. Paul Orbison's company. Paul Orbison was one of the first $1 million income earners in network marketing and direct sales outside of Amway in a company called Excel back in the day in the late 80s and early 90s when I was getting started in network marketing and direct sales. Sales is the highest paid profession in the world. So if you want to be an influencer, an affluencer, a success, an addiction, or a health coach, I can absolutely assist you to attract the clients, to close the sale, to build the content, to write the content. Colleen Sable is on today's Facebook Live. Colleen is a closer. Colleen's husband and her own a top-tier dental practice. Colleen, post your where people can find you. Colleen is a closer. Colleen is closed. Colleen, have you closed over 1,000 sales in your career? I'm sure you have. I know that Colleen has closed over 1,000 sales, at least in the multiple hundreds in her network marketing and direct sales career. Mother of two. Her and her husband own a top-tier dental practice in Ponte Vedra, Florida. Real estate investors. Colleen is a multitasker. Earl Teets, good to see you, my brother. Earl has all my content. He's bought all my sales content. So right here, everyone, this is called the Golden Rule. This is the Golden Ruler right here. The Golden Rule says this when it comes to selling. Effectively learn how to qualify people for your time by asking the questions about the outcome you seek. Once again, this is also applicable when it comes to mating, dating, hiring a contractor, hiring a roofer, hiring someone to build a home for you, because you want to ask the questions about the outcome that you seek to create. Tracy, Jennifer Brady just posted. She just posted, if you'll scroll up, she posted the group. That's it. So I'm going to post it immediately after this call so you can see where you can find this group. It is called the Jeffery Combs Prospecting Mastermind Clinic, I believe is what it is. For those who want to join it, it's free. It's filled with great content. So in learning these skills, you're developing the reflexes to ask the questions. If you're an accountant, an attorney, and you either have a job or you're a partner, and your responsibility is to attract clients along with servicing the clients, it's also going to be important that you're effective at lead generation, asking the questions about the outcome you seek, being able to ask the questions in a relaxed body, not letting the prospect intimidate you. And when someone says, well, yeah, let me get back to you, you want to understand that many people are telling you what they think you want to hear, and they are virtually blowing you off. I recently had someone reach out to me and wanted me to hop on a call. I don't hop on anything. I let him know that I would meet him on a call, which I did. I had a conversation with them, and they said they'd get back to me on Saturday. Well, that was a Wednesday. They didn't get back to me on Saturday. They eventually got back to me on a Sunday. The man asked me if I would meet him. I met him. He gave me another reason not to buy, then sent me another message and sent me a video. And by then I had taken his phone number out, and I'm not answering any more questions. Now, all sales have their own cycle. Some products, services, benefits, and features require a lot more information. So if you're buying logistics, or if you're selling logistics, oftentimes logistics will require a year of conversation with your customer. Some people and some sales require a long time. Most sales are one and done. So when someone walks into a Best Buy to buy a washer and dryer, they're typically not going to spend a lot of time on deciding what to buy. They're going to buy impulse oftentimes. When someone walks into a Mercedes dealership, the smell, the test drive, and it's usually a husband and wife together, or they're ready to buy. And your objective is to be able to be skilled at marketing where you can attract qualified buyers where they come to you. I saw Stacy. Stacy, so good to see you on today's Facebook Live. Would love to connect with you sometime. Charles Howell, my brother, good to see you this afternoon. So Colleen just posted Smile Stylist. And when I say Colleen and her husband, they are top tier dentist. And so they specialize in porcelains and veneers, and they assist people to be beautiful. So once again, people will pay premium prices. People will pay top tier money for what they see as top tier value. And so when you diminish your value, when you're playing small, when you're down here like this, I mean, your time isn't worth much. But when your posture comes across as you're valuable, not from arrogance, but from credibility. When your posture says, I'm good enough. When your posture says, I love people. When you're able to emanate the love of what you do, the love of who you are, and that transmutation of energy, then you're not going to be in an adversarial conversation. You're not going to be confronted, and you're not going to get the questions. I'll never forget back in 1990, my sponsor in Herbalife was taking questions in the audience, and she was going to the audience. I don't get those questions. What do you do when someone goes, is this a pyramid? And she goes, well, I never get that question. She goes, what do you do when someone goes, is this MLM? M&Ms. No, it's not an M&M. It's chocolate or it's peanut. No. She said, I never get those objections. I knew exactly what she means because I, too, never received those objections. The reason being, and most of the audience couldn't grasp that, it means she wasn't telegraphing that. She wasn't sending a mixed message or a signal. Those thoughts were not entering her situations. Well, I'd get on a dating site, but I've been divorced 5 times. Well, what does that have to do with, 7 might be your lucky number. What the fuck, dude? You got to stay in the game long enough to attract the ideal soulmate. It's only going to matter if you give it power, and that's unfortunately what many people do. I have a client who's in her 8th marriage, and she told me it's the best marriage she's ever been. I have a lot of admiration for her. She was my client since 2006, and I've seen her openly tell people at my events, I've been married 7 times. And once again, she's not embarrassed by it. It empowers her because that's part of her story. Those are the facts, and she's in codependent recovery. She's an adult child of narcissists and has been through a lot in her life. And see, it's that rigorous honesty that allows people to bond with you, to connect with you. I was in a heroin clinic, a heroin alcohol clinic at the end of my drinking run. I spent 9 months in a federal prison camp for being a drug dealer. I'm a recovering drug dealer, pathological liar, serial cheater, drug addict. A laundry list of situations all the time I was 32 years old. Everybody has a story. But if you're ashamed of your story, then that transmutes. I'm going through a divorce. Well, that's could be good for you. That's however you feel about the situation determines the energy you transmute. So the better you feel about yourself, the more open you are with yourself about yourself, then you're not in this mixed message of shame and worrying about, oh my God, I have 2 kids from 2 different men. I have 3 kids from 3 different men. I have 5 kids from 4 men. When you're in your head like this, you're going to attract your reality, people and situations to fulfill those trauma bonds, those panic patterns. There are quality men and women who don't care that much about your past unless you do. In the same situation, well, I've been in 10 businesses and I've never succeeded in any of them. Well, cool, dude, because this is number 11. Could be your number. Right here, right now. So in the now, in the know. So no is a very interesting situation. I was coaching one of my clients today, and he and I were discovering this. So no, when you take the K off of no, it means now. So you know now. So Jeffery Combs, president and founder, Golden Mastermind Seminars Incorporated. Thank you all for being here this afternoon. This is great content. I'm going to post the prospecting clinic. Hey, Chris, good to see you this afternoon. Caroline, good to see you this afternoon. Thank you very much, Wojo. Love you, my brother. Love coaching you. I'm going to go ahead and post the prospecting clinic. It is free. You can go in there. There's a lot of content. Scroll down to year like 2015. Jerome, good to see you. Jerome is in his 20s, crushing real estate in Philadelphia. His brother's a 7-figure income earner. Jerome, good to see you, my brother. Francis Mangubat. Laureen, good to see you. For any of you that are on my call today and you'd like to reconnect with me with coaching, I have a unique marketing proposition for, thank you, Jerome. I have a unique marketing proposition for the month of March. So you have a few days here before that ends. So if you want to contact me, what that is, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to post the prospecting clinic here in a few moments. I'll have Henry do that. If there's any questions you have, send a message to me or Henry Klauke, Klakue. I'm considering doing some live calls in the future. I will consider that. I would call some of your leads for you on a live call. I used to do that frequently, and I have considered that. So you have an outstanding afternoon, everyone. Good to connect you with Bob Campbell, Jerome, Debbie Fair, Cassie. Good to see you. I will hit the record button. This content is gold.